Okay, so everyone's always saying it's too late to get rich. Like, oh man, you should have bought Bitcoin in 2013. You should have gotten into crypto 5 years ago. And yeah, that's true. People who got in early made a lot of money. But here's the thing that nobody talks about. You don't need 5 years or 10 years to build serious wealth in crypto. 2 years is actually enough if you know what you're doing. I know that sounds crazy, but I'm going to break down exactly how you do it, not some get-rich-quick scheme, just the actual strategy that works. First, let me be real with you. 2 years is ambitious, right? But it's not impossible, and here's why. Crypto cycles happen roughly every 4 years. Bitcoin halving, bull market, correction. That's the cycle. We're in 2026 right now. That means by 2028, we'll probably be at the peak of another bull market cycle. So if you position yourself correctly starting now, by the end of 2027 or early 2028, you could be in a really good spot financially. But you gotta do it smart. You can't just throw money at random coins and hope for the best. That's how people lose money. Okay, so the first part of the strategy is diversification. You're not putting all your money into one coin. That's stupid, and we covered that in the last video. What you're doing is you're building a portfolio across different categories, maybe 40% in Bitcoin and Ethereum. Those are the established ones, the blue chips of crypto. 20% in Layer 2 solutions like Arbitrum and Optimism. These are infrastructure plays that grow as the ecosystem grows. 20% in emerging projects that have real potential, maybe Solana ecosystem coins or something with genuine utility. And then 10% in higher risk, higher reward stuff. You know, the ones that could 10x or could go to 0. The point is, you're not betting everything on one outcome. You're hedging. You're giving yourself multiple shots at winning. Second part of the strategy is dollar cost averaging. This is actually really important and most people skip it. Instead of throwing all your money in on day one, you spread it out over time. So maybe you have $2,000 to invest. You don't put it all in tomorrow. You put in $200 a week for 10 weeks. Why? Because you don't know where the bottom is. Bitcoin could drop tomorrow or it could already be near the bottom. By spreading it out, you reduce your timing risk. You're buying at different prices, some weeks low, some weeks high. Over time, it averages out, and honestly, psychologically, it's way better too. You're not stressed out that you bought at the top. You're just consistently building. Third thing, and this is crucial, you gotta actually hold for 2 years. That's the whole point. A lot of people get into crypto and they're checking the price every day, every hour. And the second there's a dip, they panic sell. You can't do that if you want wealth. You set your targets. You know where you want to be in 2 years. Maybe you want to 3x your money. Maybe you want to 5x. You have a number in your head, and then you just hold. You don't check every day. You don't panic sell on dips. You just wait for the cycle to play out. 2 years is actually a perfect time frame because it takes out emotion. It's long enough that you don't get tempted to day trade, but it's short enough that you can actually see serious wealth building. Here's the thing though, at the 2-year mark, or as things 2x, 3x, you gotta actually take some profits. This is where people mess up. They get to a 3x and they're like, oh, it's gonna go to 5x, I'm not selling. And then the market crashes and they're back to 1.5x. And all that work was for nothing. Smart strategy is you take profits along the way. When something hits 2x, maybe you take out half, lock in those gains. When it hits 5x, take more out. When it hits 10x, take most of it. This way you're not trying to catch the exact top. You're just securing wins along the way. And honestly, when you're up 5 or 10x on something, taking out half still leaves you with huge upside if it keeps going.
Now, real talk. This isn't guaranteed. Crypto could crash. Regulations could change. You could pick the wrong coins. It's possible you do everything right and still don't hit your wealth goals. That's just the truth of crypto. But here's what's also true. If you don't do anything, if you don't invest, you definitely won't build wealth. Zero chance. So the question is, are you willing to take a calculated risk for a potential big payoff? Are you willing to spend 2 years doing this strategy consistently? If the answer is yes, then this actually works. I've seen it happen. People go from $5,000, $10,000 to $50,000, $100,000 in 2 years. It happens. The wealthy people in crypto aren't the ones chasing every trend. They're the ones with a plan. They diversify. They stick to a strategy. They hold. They take profits. And 2 years is actually the perfect time frame to do this. Not too short to be unrealistic. Not too long to lose motivation. If you actually want to build wealth in crypto, subscribe, turn on notifications, because I'm going to keep breaking down strategies that actually work. Not hype, not pump and dumps. Real strategies, and honestly, the people who succeed are the ones who have a plan before they start. So get that plan locked in, start today, and by 2027 or 2028, you could be in a totally different financial situation. So yeah, subscribe. Let's build wealth together.